Oh my goodness. This has been a long time coming. Long time coming. You are free in this universe. Say it with me now. I am free in this universe. And that's exciting. That's really exciting. We get to design our realities. We get to co-create with the grand architect what it is that most excites us and then live it. We get to experience the magic. We get to live a super happy life, a life of abundance, joy, deep experiences, deep love, exciting creations, building things that inspire us and give us purpose. We get to live a fulfilling life. We just have to choose it. Easier said than done. Much easier said than done. But it is a choice. It's a choice. And the more that you can understand and believe in this concept, that it's a choice, the more you will recognize in the most minute ways throughout the day how you choose to contradict your dream reality. Little choices compound, and they become big choices. Little choices in a day can compound to years of your life, decades of your life, your whole life. So are you going to choose to live your dream in the most minute fraction of the day? Oh, do I choose to doom scroll right now? Or I choose to create the thing I love? Oh, do I choose to go watch a movie right now? Or do I choose to build that system that I know would set me free? Do I choose to check out this person's Instagram? Or do I choose to hit that person up that I've been wanting to work with or create with? Or have an idea that we could do something together? What's it gonna be? Freedom's knocking at the door, baby. You gonna answer? You found this video because it's time. You're ready. You just gotta answer the call. Just gotta answer the call. The doom scroll. An action that has taken over a decade of my life. My greatest challenge that I know happened for a reason. I know that what I experienced and am still navigating is something that many of us are experiencing. And many of us are losing this battle, losing the game, and losing time and energy and life because of it. The doom scroll, the doom scroll, the doom scroll. It's had such a profound impact on me when I am deep in a doom scroll binge. My mind has been fractured and split and broken into pieces. The way I used to think before I started doom scrolling versus when I was in the peak torment of the doom scroll, I was a nub of myself. It's so difficult to focus and stay present and retain the information for longer than 5, 10, 15, 20 seconds. When I am deep in a doom scroll binge, pulling on the dopamine slot machine on Instagram, scroll, just late at night, Netflix, movies, TV shows, my dopamine imbalance creates an experience in the aftermath that is so numbing. There is nothing that is more interesting or more engaging or more eye-catching. There is nothing more on my mind than the previous videos I watched, what they might be doing next, what their life is like, constantly living in a fantasy of other people's worlds, and at moments believing in myself that I could experience the same thing and build a life of my dreams. And it's true, yet only until recently have I started to chip away and experience real change. And that is because I have stopped the habitual, obsessive, abhorrent addiction of doom scrolling. I have small little dips here and there, and my recovery is 10 times faster than it used to be. I used to spend a month, 3 months, 6 months just completely absorbed in doom scrolling. I feel like I am inching my way out of a wildly powerful grip on my attention. I'm beginning to experience what it's like to have a vision, feel inspired by it, think about how to make it happen, and then do it and see it through to the end. I've been wanting to get into this state of being for my entire life. And I have had the wildest dreams for what feels like many lifetimes and not been able to make them happen until just recently. I'm starting to inch into my dream reality. I have to tell the story of this doom scroll because I know that there are others out there that are experiencing the same slavery to the machine. And it's important that you realize that you have a choice, and there are billions upon billions upon billions of dollars being spent on a science that is proven to biohack your mind, your chemical makeup. It is very, very, very difficult to break this addiction once you become addicted, but it's possible. You never lose your ability to choose. So I'm making this video to show you you have a choice. Continue living in the fantasy that you're going to make your dreams happen without taking any action. Continue being the product, or take the wheel. Take action. Activate the law of attraction through action. Start to live your life in a way that feels true, that feels like it feeds your soul and makes you happy and fills you with joy and abundance. And how do you do that? It's a day-by-day process. Figure out what makes you happiest, what brings you the most joy, through you living your life, not bent over a screen, not curled up in bed looking at a screen, but doing, creating, building, existing, living. My life is so much happier and deeper and more fulfilling and more exciting and more inspiring now that I am living in the dream reality of creating what it is that I see and feel, expressing what's on my mind, dancing when I feel like dancing, when I feel inspired by something that I saw on my phone, I go create. I don't continue to scroll. I don't save it for later. I go do it now. When I need to take a break, I play the guitar. I go sit in the sun. I go to the beach. I go on a hike. I go be with loved ones. I create. I rest. If I worked hard on something, I take a nap after to regenerate. I don't fill the gaps with the doom scroll. And then the gaps become the main flow. The doom scroll becomes the main thing. And then I'm trying to fill the gaps with the things I'm behind on. No more. I'm not doing that anymore. And my life is filled with magic because of it. Because I'm choosing life. I'm not choosing fantasy. I'm choosing to live the fantasy, not just think it. I'm choosing to be it. And it is still difficult to do this consistently. I am not fully out of this addiction. I have the cravings all the time, and it is so aggressive. when I fall in. It's so aggressive. It feels like this gray clamp on my mind. And I literally, I physically feel the clamp as if this gray numbing hand is just reaching over my skull and gripping my mind. I can feel it. It's awful. My thoughts get fractured. My focus gets completely dissipated. If you were to see how I think on a visual display, it's like tick, 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 tick. There's no consistent thought. And in my head, I'm unconsciously feeling like there's some current thread, but it's just like this, I'm just jumping around, thinking about something here, and then it makes me think about something over here, and then I'm thinking about this, and I jump over here, and da-da-da-da, and da-da-da. And most of us think like this to some degree, but it's such a fractured, amplified, dramatic, nonsensical, completely unproductive mess. This fractured style of thinking and ideating is exhausting. It doesn't quite lead anywhere, and it uses up a lot of energy. It is most likely stressful thinking. And I've tracked that, I used to be a highly focused individual before the doom scroll. And during this decade plus of addiction, I have become such a fragment of myself. And only just recently have I been able to come back to who I am. And again, I'm not a victim. It's important to note here that I'm not a victim of the doom scroll. It's very easy to take on that frame and say that I'm a victim of billions of dollars of research gone into biohacking the human mind to spend more and more and more time scrolling, giving us what we want, knowing what it is that keeps us on there longer and sending it to us over and over and over again, and playing dirty games with notifications and getting the phone to light up when there's not even a notification, and doing whatever it can to grab our attention. I'm not a victim to it. I'm not a victim. This piece of technology is a tool. I see it as a tool. Before, I saw it as an escape, and I used it as an escape, and I got exactly what I wanted. I escaped into fantastical realities, and I escaped facing the music of my true reality. I'm exiting the fear that I have around stepping up to the plate and knocking out a home run for my dreams. I'm looking my dreams right in the eyes, and I'm saying, I love you, baby. I'm right here. Let's do this thing. And because of that, things are starting to happen. Opportunities are starting to come. I'm continuing to show up in action, working towards my dream reality. And my frequency is matching the opportunities that are coming to me. When I'm in a completely numbed out state, nothing can come because I'm blocking the flow. I'm not feeling anything. I feel quick dopamine releases. I get inspired, and then I scroll again, and I set a new baseline for the dopamine, and I get inspired, and I get this idea, and then I press to scroll again, and I scroll, and I scroll, and I scroll. And by the end, I'm just a nub, a numbed out nub that has difficulty feeling anything. And now I feel so much. My senses are so activated. I'm smelling stronger. I see clearer. I taste more. I feel everything. And it's a lot. It's a lot. It's so much feeling that it makes me crave the escape into the doom scroll. It showed me that I'm escaping feeling. I don't want to feel the weight of the world, what I have going on in my life, the difficulties I face, the challenges, relationships. Oh, I failed at this thing, yada, yada. I don't want to feel it. I'm going to escape, and I'm going to doom scroll. I'm going to feed the desire to feel by jumping into other people's worlds, watching their videos that are curated to make me feel good. And now I'm here to feel what it is that I need to feel to get inspired to create the thing. This is where the inspiration comes from. It comes from the feeling. It comes from the feeling of living. What is the experience? How did I feel? I want to recreate that. It gets added into the cauldron of my magic. I've thought about different ways of how I would make this video, and there's so many different ways I can make it. I can make it educational, informational, like more lecture style on the science. I could, get super creative with it, and I just need to talk about this. There's main points. The effect it's had on me, the effect it's had on my mind, the amount of time it's taken from me, the amount of relationships that have failed because of it, the amount of opportunities that have slipped through my fingers because of it, because I decided to doom scroll instead of work on a project that presented itself to me, or an opportunity that opened up to me. So many windows closed because I decided that doom scrolling was more interesting to me. And yet, I also want to touch on the amount of inspiration it fuels me with to share the story. I lived this experience, this hellish experience, so that I could tell the story for you and the generations to come. This is a very powerful tool that we have at our fingertips. But if you use the tool as an escape, it is very difficult to get out of that labyrinth. You enter into a chemically designed addiction that alters the chemical makeup of how you function, and you begin to crave the escape more than living your life. I like to think about things in alchemical ways, and what would the alchemist do in a situation like this? Lived my life up to this point. It would take the substance, recognize the container, and create a new material. And there's time and energy that I've spent doom scrolling that on paper I can't get back. But in essence, I lived that time. And all of the time and energy that I put into the doom scroll is now going to come back to me, because I'm going to create and inspire in the places that I doom scroll, so that I am now creating and producing and putting magic into the feed that inspires people to get off the feed. I'm going to take all of the life that I lived in the doom scroll, and I am going to use that as fuel and drive to see myself in the billions of people who are doom scrolling, and hopefully inspire them to get out. Go outside. Go be with your child. Go be with your friend. Go be with your lover. Sit down at that drawing board and draw. Open that book and read it. Pick up the guitar and play it. Pick up that camera and go shoot. Go create. Go live. You know that movie that you're watching is something that you could actually live. There's a movie out there for you to experience, and it's your life. And you get to design it how you would want to. And this is another topic for another time, but I'm realizing that there is genuinely a co-creator, a grand architect that is desiring to play a game with us and create through us and give us the experience of co-creating our reality. And I've gotten little inklings of it. I've been able to do it just a little bit, but just enough to realize it's real. It's real. We are able to design our reality. And sometimes we think we want a thing, and it's not actually what's best for us. But in the process of designing our reality, we find out what it is that is true to us. What is the reality we would want to live? What is the dream that we would design? And through living our life, we refine, and we realize how divine our lives can be. There is a law in this universe. It's the law of attraction. And the last 6 letters are the most important. Action. You got to take action. You could have the most detailed vision, sculpted to the finest, minute detail. But if you don't put it into action, it will not come. You've got to take action. In the energetic output of the action, consistently, you're building the potential of that dream to come closer and closer and closer. You're matching the frequency, and it's coming closer and closer and closer. I wouldn't have come to these insights if I hadn't taken a breath away from the doom scroll. If I hadn't put my phone on airplane mode for a day and just seen what happened. and existed in boredom. You got to be bored sometime. In the boredom, you are reducing, if not silencing, the noise, the stimulation, and you're allowing new insight, new experience to come through. Instead of receiving input constantly, pause and see what type of output comes from you. We have enough input. We have way more input than we need in our daily lives. And for some reason, we've become accustomed to allowing this input into our realm, into our world. We don't need to know the world news every minute, every hour, every day. If I was in a place that didn't have freedom, I would want the people who have the freedom to be living it to the fullest, to the absolute fullest. The more of us that live free, the more we can inspire others to live freely. If I'm worried about the freedom someone doesn't have in another country, and that's all I'm thinking about, then I can't create freedom in my world that inspires freedom in their world. I have to live in the freedom. I have to create the freedom. I have to talk about the freedom, experience it, and inspire others to want to experience it. You know, so many of us have notifications on that we really don't need, and we're constantly distracting with noise, flashing, notification, thing that's just not that important. In most cases, it's not important at all. In most cases, you don't need to know about it in the moment. For thousands of years, we used birds to send messages. There's a bird walking on the ground right outside the door as I said that. And in the in-betweens, people existed as they waited for the message. They kept living, they kept moving on. If it's really that important, they'll send a raven. You can design your phone, your user interface, your notifications in a way that literally nothing can get through during certain blocks. Only specific people can reach you. Only something that's super important that needs to reach you through a specific app can reach you. It's all there. It is a tool that allows you to create and get inspired. But with this great technology comes great responsibility. You have a choice to design it and use it like a tool, or you can choose to be the product. I'm making this video because I know that I can set myself free by making these videos, by telling my story, by sharing what I've been creating, by inserting myself on your feed to inspire you to get off the feed and go create. I don't want to create a formula that has you addicted to every single thing that I post and create and put out. I want to create a formula that lights you up to go create. I want to be the disruptor on your feed that wakes you up. I want to be the disruptor on your feed that makes you want to go create, to go make love to your life, to your art, to your partner. I want to be the disruptor on the feed that shows you there's another way. You are free in this universe. It is our inability to conceive the thing that holds us back. It is your inability to conceive what it is that you need to do to set yourself free that holds you back. Conceive it, design it, do it. Don't let excuses, don't let the victim mentality stop you. It stopped me for a long time. I used to believe that I was a victim, and I allowed that mentality to drive me into madness, doubt, confusion, fear, stress, depression, rage, and I burnt out over and over and over and over, and I blamed other people on my life, on the actions that I took. I believed that I was at a disadvantage. I believed that the game was rigged against me. And because I believed that, it was true. And now what I believe is that I'm free. I'm free in this universe. I have full sovereignty, and I get to choose with my sovereignty how to live my life. And I choose that it's all happening for me. It's not happening to me. Life comes from me, not at me. Say it with me. Life comes from me, not at me. It happens for me, not to me. I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. Say it. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. And I choose to will my dreams into existence. We are free. We just got to choose to be. I believe in you. You can do this. You just got to show up. And here's the kicker. You can't do it wrong. There's an infinite amount of iterations in this universal computation. You can't do it wrong. The universe will adapt. Your inspirations will change. But no matter what, if you keep showing up, you will build a dream reality and you will get to live it. Keep showing up. Keep listening. Keep believing. Open your heart and trust. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. You know, it's funny. I get serious when I get into this mode. You know, when I'm talking about what I've experienced, and I got to remind myself that it's not that serious. It is and it isn't. Like, this whole thing is a game, and we get to play it. And I am not omnipotent. I don't have all the answers. But what I do know is that we get to choose freedom. We get to choose how we want to play the game. We get to choose what it is that we want to experience. And the more that you can grasp this concept and believe it, and don't come up with excuses and try to poke holes in it. No, it's important to navigate this world with logic, but understand that magic is also real, and that everything isn't linear, and that there is no true absolute in this universe. We get to have fun. We get to. For the longest time, I genuinely believed that I needed to go through pain and suffering and hard challenge and constant turmoil to become great. Did that experience make me tougher? Absolutely. Did I need to go through as much as I did? Probably not. But I did. And now I'm here. And now I'm excited about life. And I realize that I get to have fun and live with so much depth and experience. And I get to live happily and still create from a place that can resonate with someone who's gone through the turmoil and the suffering and the pain. I get it. I get it. The more you navigate the world of sovereignty and realize that you have a choice, the more you'll understand why the bad things happen. The bad things. They happen for a good reason if you choose them to be. If the person who experiences the bad thing chooses that it happened for a good reason, it happens for a good reason. And it influences them in a way that creates good. We get to choose that. I've had terrible things happen to me in life that I have chosen to be good things. They happen for a good reason. Things that other people did to me that I could very easily say I'm a victim of. But I chose. That happened for a reason. I'm going to transmute it like an alchemist into magic. I'm going to use it for good. I'm going to create something inspiring. I'm not going to let it eat away at me. I'm not going to let it take my power away. I'm going to take my power back by owning it, by claiming it. I claim that thing that happened to me. It happened to me for a great reason. I might not even know why yet, but I'm going to find out because I believe it to be so. That is my intention. Our intention tunes the intuition, and we listen to the intuition to guide us to the next step, the next phase, the next project, the next relationship. It takes deep trust, so go, create. There's hummingbirds outside calling me. I'm gonna go hang out with them. Much love. Talk soon.